What if I told you that the secret to inner peace, unshakable confidence, and unstoppable success lies in one simple principle? A principle that, when mastered, can transform your life in ways you never thought possible. Today, I'm going to share with you the power of learning to act as if nothing bothers you. We live in a world filled with challenges, obstacles, and negativity. Every day, we are bombarded with situations that can easily throw us off balance, causing stress, anxiety, and self-doubt. But what if I told you that you have the power to rise above it all? It's the power to remain calm, focused, and unperturbed no matter what life throws your way. The key to unlocking this power lies in learning to act as if nothing bothers you. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but isn't that just pretending? Isn't that being inauthentic? And to that, I say, absolutely not. Acting as if nothing bothers you is not about denying your feelings or suppressing your emotions. It's about choosing how you respond to the world around you. You see, we can't control what happens to us in life. We can't control the actions of others, the challenges we face, or the obstacles in our path. But we can control how we react to them. We can choose to let them define us, to let them dictate our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Or we can choose to rise above them, to maintain our composure, and to keep moving forward with unwavering determination. When you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, you send a powerful message to yourself and to the world around you. You communicate that you are in control of your own life, that you refuse to be a victim of your circumstances, and that you have the strength and resilience to overcome any challenge that comes your way. But how do you cultivate this mindset? How do you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, even in the face of overwhelming adversity? The answer lies in 3 simple steps. Step 1, recognize that your thoughts create your reality, the way you perceive the world around you, the meaning you attach to events and circumstances, and the stories you tell yourself all shape your experience of life. When you learn to control your thoughts, to focus on the positive, and to reframe challenges as opportunities for growth, you begin to create a reality that is empowering, inspiring, and filled with possibilities. Step 2, develop emotional mastery. Your emotions are powerful forces that can either propel you forward or hold you back. When you learn to master your emotions, to respond rather than react, and to maintain a sense of calm and clarity even in the face of chaos, you become unstoppable. You develop the ability to navigate life's challenges with grace, poise, and unwavering determination. Step 3, take action in the face of fear. Fear is a natural human emotion, but it doesn't have to control you. When you learn to act in the face of fear, to push through discomfort and uncertainty, and to keep moving forward, even when every fiber of your being is telling you to quit, you develop a level of courage and resilience that is truly remarkable. You become a force to be reckoned with, a person who refuses to be held back by any obstacle or challenge. Now, I know that mastering these steps is easier said than done. It takes practice, dedication, and a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone, but the rewards are immeasurable. And you learn to act as if nothing bothers you. You unlock a level of inner peace, confidence, and self-assurance that most people only dream of. You become the kind of person who radiates calm in the face of chaos, who inspires others with your unwavering determination, and who achieves success beyond your wildest dreams. You become a master of your own destiny, creator of your own reality, and living example of what is possible when you refuse to be defined by your circumstances. But don't just take my word for it. Look at the lives of some of the most successful people in history. From Nelson Mandela to Oprah Winfrey, from Steve Jobs to Elon Musk, these individuals all share one common trait, the ability to act as if nothing bothers them. They refuse to be held back by fear, doubt, or adversity. They pushed through challenges with unwavering determination, and they created lives of incredible impact and meaning as a result. And the same is possible for you, no matter where you are in life, no matter what challenges you face or obstacles you encounter. You have the power to learn to act as if nothing bothers you. You have the power to rise above the noise, to stay focused on your goals, and to create a life that is truly extraordinary. But it all starts with a choice to take control of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. A choice to refuse to be defined by your circumstances and instead define your own reality. A choice to act as if nothing bothers you, even in the face of overwhelming adversity. And when you make that choice, when you commit to mastering this principle and living it every day, something incredible happens. You start to notice a shift in your life. You start to feel more confident, more empowered, and more in control. You start to attract people and opportunities that align with your values and your vision, and you start to achieve success beyond your wildest dreams. But the journey is not always easy. There will be times when you feel like giving up, when the challenges seem too great and the obstacles too overwhelming. In those moments, I want you to remember this: you are stronger than you think. You have the power to overcome any challenge, to rise above any obstacle, and to create a life that is truly remarkable. And when you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, when you develop the emotional mastery and unwavering determination to keep moving forward no matter what, you become unstoppable. You become a force for good in the world, a beacon of hope and inspiration for others, and a living example of what is possible when you refuse to be defined by your circumstances. Start practicing the art of acting as if nothing bothers you. Start taking control of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Start pushing through fear and uncertainty and keep moving forward even when every fiber of your being is telling you to quit. And as you do, remember that you are not alone. There are others out there who share your vision, who believe in your potential, and who are cheering you on every step of the way. Surround yourself with these people, lean on their support and encouragement, and use their belief in you to fuel your own self-belief. Because when you have a community of like-minded individuals who are all committed to living this principle, who are all dedicated to rising above the noise and creating lives of incredible impact and meaning, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Together, you become a force for change in the world. Movement of individuals who refuse to be defined by their circumstances and who are determined to create a better future for themselves and for others. And as you continue on this journey, remember to celebrate your victories along the way. Take time to acknowledge your progress, to reflect on how far you've come, and to give yourself credit for the hard work and dedication you've put in. But don't let those celebrations distract you from the larger goal. Keep your eyes on the prize, stay focused on your vision, and continue pushing forward with unwavering determination. Because the truth is, learning to act as if nothing bothers you is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong journey of growth, self-discovery, and continuous improvement. It's a journey that requires you to constantly push yourself outside of your comfort zone, to take risks, and to believe in yourself even when others don't. But when you embrace that journey, and when you commit to living this principle every day, something incredible happens. You start to realize that your potential is truly limitless, that your dreams are within reach, and that you have the power to create a life beyond your wildest imagination. So go out there and start living this principle today. Start acting as if nothing bothers you, even in the face of overwhelming adversity. Start taking control of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, and refuse to be defined by your circumstances. And remember, you are not alone on this journey. You are part of a community of individuals who are all committed to living this principle, who are all dedicated to rising above the noise and creating lives of incredible impact and meaning. Together, we can change the world. Together, we can create a future where everyone has the opportunity to live their best life, to achieve their wildest dreams, and to make a positive impact on the world around them. So let's make it happen. Let's start living the principle of acting as if nothing bothers us, and let's create a world where everyone has the power to rise above their circumstances and create a life of incredible meaning and purpose. It all starts with you. It all starts with a choice to take control of your life, to refuse to be defined by your circumstances, and to start living a life of incredible impact and meaning. So what are you waiting for? The time is now. The moment is here. The journey begins today. And as you embark on this journey, remember that success is not a destination. It's a way of life. It's a commitment to continuous growth, self-improvement, and the relentless pursuit of your dreams. It's a willingness to push through challenges, to learn from failures, and to keep moving forward no matter what. And when you live this way, when you embrace the principle of acting as if nothing bothers you and make it a part of your daily life, something incredible happens. You start to attract success in all areas of your life. You start to build deeper, more meaningful relationships. You start to create a legacy that will last long after you're gone. But it all starts with a single step, a single decision to you take control of your life, to refuse to be defined by your circumstances, and to start living a life of incredible impact and meaning. And as you take that step, as you begin this journey of growth and self-discovery, remember to be kind to yourself along the way. Remember that progress is not always linear, that setbacks are a natural part of the journey, and that every failure is an opportunity to learn and grow. Embrace the challenges that come your way, knowing that they are opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small, knowing that every step forward is a step in the right direction. Never, ever give up on yourself or your dreams, because the truth is, when you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, when you develop the emotional mastery and unwavering determination to keep moving forward no matter what, there is no limit to what you can achieve. You become a master of your own destiny, a creator of your own reality, and a force for good in the world. And as you continue on this journey, as you keep pushing forward and refusing to be held back by your circumstances, remember to share your message with others. Remember to be a beacon of hope and inspiration for those who are struggling, for those who are searching for a way out of their own challenges and obstacles. Because when you share your message, when you inspire others to embrace this principle and start living a life of incredible impact and meaning, you create a ripple effect that extends far beyond your own life. You create a movement of individuals who are all committed to rising above their circumstances, to creating lives of incredible purpose and meaning, and to making a positive impact on the world around them. And that, my friends, is the true power of learning to act as if nothing bothers you. It's not just about achieving success or reaching your goals, although those are certainly important. It's about creating a life that is truly extraordinary, a life that is filled with purpose, meaning, and impact. It's about becoming the best version of yourself and inspiring others to do the same. It's about leaving a legacy that will last long after you're gone and making a positive difference in the world around you. And when you commit to living this principle, when you make it a part of your daily life and refuse to be held back by your circumstances, you open yourself up to a world of incredible possibilities. You start to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You start to find solutions where others see problems, and you start to create a reality that is truly extraordinary. But the journey is not always easy. There will be times when you feel like giving up, when the challenges seem too great and the obstacles too overwhelming. In those moments, I want you to remember, so you are stronger than you think. You have the power to overcome any challenge, to rise above any obstacle, and to create a life that is truly remarkable. And when you have a community of like-minded individuals who are all committed to living this principle, who are all dedicated to rising above the noise and creating lives of incredible impact and meaning, you have a support system that will carry you through even the toughest of times. So surround yourself with these people. Seek out mentors and coaches who can guide you on your journey. Build relationships with individuals who share your values and your vision, and use their support and encouragement to fuel your own self-belief and determination. Because when you have a strong foundation of support and encouragement, when you have a clear vision of what you want to achieve and an unwavering belief in your ability to make it happen, there is no limit to what you can accomplish. You become unstoppable, a force for change in the world, and a living example of what is possible when you refuse to be defined by your circumstances. And as you continue on this journey, remember to be grateful for the challenges and obstacles that come your way. Remember that every challenge is an opportunity for growth, every obstacle a chance to develop new skills and strengths, and every setback a stepping stone to even greater success. Embrace the journey, knowing that it is the challenges and obstacles that will shape you into the person you are meant to be. Embrace the discomfort, knowing that it is through discomfort that we grow and evolve. And embrace the unknown, knowing that it is in the unknown that we find our true purpose and meaning. And as you do, remember to celebrate your victories along the way. Take time to acknowledge your progress, to reflect on how far you've come, and to give yourself credit for the hard work and dedication you've put in. But don't let those celebrations distract you from the larger goal. Keep your eyes on the prize, stay focused on your vision, and continue pushing forward with unwavering determination. Because the truth is, learning to act as if nothing bothers you is not a destination. It's a journey of continuous growth, self-discovery, and self-improvement. It's a journey that requires you to constantly push yourself outside of your comfort zone, to take risks, and to believe in yourself even when others don't. But when you embrace that journey, when you make it a part of your daily life and refuse to be held back by your circumstances, something incredible happens. You start to realize that your potential is truly limitless, that your dreams are within reach, and that you have the power to create a life beyond your wildest imagination. So go out there and start living this principle today. Start acting as if nothing bothers you, even in the face of overwhelming adversity. Start taking control of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, and refuse to be defined by your circumstances. And remember, you are not alone on this journey. You are part of a community of individuals who are all committed to living this principle, who are all dedicated to rising above the noise and creating lives of incredible impact and meaning. Together, we can change the world, and together, we can create a future where everyone has the opportunity to live their best life, to achieve their wildest dreams, and to make a positive impact on the world around them. So let's make it happen. Let's start living the principle of acting as if nothing bothers us, and let's create a world where everyone has the power to rise above their circumstances and create a life of incredible meaning and purpose. It all starts with you. It all starts with a choice to take control of your life, to refuse to be defined by your circumstances, and to start living a life of incredible impact and meaning. The time is now. The moment is here. The journey begins today. So what are you waiting for? Let's go out there and make it happen together.
Love is the feeling you must learn to assume. Subconscious mind is really a piece of the one mind, and you and I are living in that mind. This universal subconscious mind is the first cause and the stuff from which all things are made. This thingless thing is really love. When you feel it, truly feel it within as your private inner awareness regarding what you would like to manifest, you gain the power of creation. Recall what St. Francis of Assisi said in one line of his famous prayer, "Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love." You are asking in this prayer to have the feeling of the wish fulfilled. When you experience anger, frustration, fear, doubt, worry, stress, and so on, ramp up your love and immerse those negative feelings in a container of pure love. Simply choose to feel good, because every moment of offering love brings your little sliver of subconscious mind into harmony with the all-creating one universal subconscious mind that is defined as love. I trust I've awakened with you the awareness that your feelings play a huge role in your becoming a God-realized, manifesting being. Neville states this very clearly, quote, "Denying the evidence of the senses and appropriating the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the way to the realization of your desire," unquote. Apply his wisdom beginning now. It will serve you in ways that you may never have imagined in common hours. And remember that picturing the future without assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled is nothing but futile daydreaming. Practice feeling a thought that you have inserted into your imagination. Remember that a feeling is what you feel in your body as you contemplate what it is you wish to manifest or who you would like to become. Close your eyes and experience what that feels like in your body. Work with sensations that are not only your experience of what you are imagining in your body, but are triggers that assist you in moving from a thought to a hardened physical reality. Whatever feelings you are attempting to notice in your body regarding your wishes or desire, bathe it in love, the synonym for God. Imagine what you want. Imagine and feel that love as if you are now in possession of it. Continue doing this using love until your desire actually belongs to you. During this process, remind yourself that the more love, that is, the more God you offer, the sooner desire becomes reality. Look into your mirror fearlessly, saying, I not only love you, I am love. Acquaint yourself with the subconscious mind. Your piece of subconscious mind acts on what you program into it so that it becomes your automatic mind acting habitually. Decide on a habit that you would like to be automatic. Being generous, for example. Tell yourself, I am a generous person. Give something away in a spirit of generosity, even if it's only a small coin or a word of encouragement. The more thoughts and actions you practice around your new I am, the more the subconscious mind will react in kind, until eventually it will act in generous ways out of a new habit that you've created. The subconscious mind responds to suggestions. You can reprogram your subconscious mind so that it goes on its accustomed role of autopilot with mental and feeling images from yourself. Talk to this automatically receptive component of yourself, telling it that you are unlimited and that you believe all things are possible. Fill it with images of you being all that you dare to become. Go to a quiet place and feel in your body what it would feel like were those thoughts in your imagination your present reality. The subconscious mind possesses the power to manifest physical reality from thoughts. Every object and circumstance in this world is representative of a mental thought. All that now exists was once imagined. Such is the power of the subconscious mind. But in order to partake of this incredible powerhouse of creation that you are, you must be able and willing to experience within yourself, in your mind, that which you wish to manifest. Thoughts become things when you feel them and are able to impress them upon the subconscious mind, which will then just take over. Here's how Neville describes this phenomenon. This substance is consciousness. It is your imagination which forms this substance into concepts, which concepts are then manifested as circumstances and physical objects. Thus, imagination made your world, unquote. And then his take on the importance of feelings in programming the subconscious mind. He says, quote, the reality of your assumption has its being in complete independence of objective fact and will clothe itself in flesh if you persist in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. When you know that assumptions, if persisted in, harden into facts, then events which seem to the uninitiated mere accidents will be understood by you to be the logical and inevitable effects of your assumption. You have the power to impress upon the subconscious mind any I am of your choosing.
So many people ask the question when they want to live a life of meaning, how can I do it when I'm around so many people who are operating at lower levels? You've missed the point if you're asking yourself that question. If you're living with somebody, a spouse, for example, family members, people that you work with, neighbors and so on, who are living at lower levels of energy than you, you cannot be dragged down by their low energy. That's not possible. That's not how the universe works. The reason that you feel dragged down is because you join them in their energy. You become within yourself what they are. In other words, the sentence, you make me angry, you make me depressed by your behavior, really says that I see your depression, I see your anger, I see your hatred, I see your prejudice, and I'll have some of that too, and I'll hate you for hating me.
and I'll be angry at you for being angry at me. Or being around you sort of depresses me because you're so depressing that you cause me to be depressed. That isn't the case at all. It's because that person's depression is something you decide you'll align with. Now, if you take the reverse, if you take Jesus, who would walk amongst the prostitutes and would walk amongst the thieves, he didn't say, I'm not going to go over there and talk to those thieves. They took my sandals the last time. I'm not having that happen to me again. It's not, and I don't want to be around those hookers because, they're going to be tempting and so on. He didn't do that. When he would walk among the thieves would no longer want to steal. Don't you remember on Golgotha? At the crucifixion? He was between two thieves. Both of them were redeemed by being in his presence. Even the least among you can do all that I have done, and even greater. That's where you have to be. You have to be in a place, and remember that no amount of your depression is going to undepress somebody else. See, mothers know this. I watch this with the mother of my children, Marcy, a woman I love very, very much. And I would watch her in the middle of the night. I would be laying over here and she'd be here and the baby would cry. And instead of her saying, like so many people speak about, that crying really just upsets me and it really upsets her. Why do you keep crying? It's like, you're just doing it. You're upsetting me. You're making me upset. She didn't do any of that. She didn't say that baby's crying would make me depressed. What she would say is, I will bring my high energy of love and healing and feeding to you, and this will help you to raise your level of happiness. And it always worked. For me, a surly waiter is a wonderful challenge. My kids will tell you that. If I get somebody in there and you can tell that they're in a hurry, they're not going to be a little bit rude, they've been rushed and all of that, I know I can turn this person around. And I'll even make it a contest. Say, just watch. It's going to happen. I'm going to get this person turned around. And all you have to do is say to them, I know you're having a tough time tonight, and you probably didn't want to have any more, but I said, you are so lucky tonight. You got somebody who came here to make your life as good as I can possibly make it tonight. Is there anything I can do to make this waiting experience happy for you? What's your name? Where'd you come from? You have an accent? What is it like for you live? And within minutes of just elevating my awareness and being happy and letting them know that this is going to be a pleasant experience for them. And I do this, before you know it, they're bringing you free desserts. We don't have to pay for anything. Here's a complimentary pass. Come the next time. By the way, my mother works over at this place. Would you like to get a massage? Those kinds of things happen all the time. When you get your ego out of the way, when you dissolve your connection to this gross worldly world of conflict, and begin to just say, I can turn this around. The lady who cleans the toilets. Now, to me, anybody who in my life cleans toilets for me and changes my bedding and makes my room nice, that's an angel. That's not somebody that I deserve to disrespect. That's an angel who's come in and willing to serve me and work for very little. That's always, for me, that's $100. I seek her out and I just say, I just appreciate you. And I do this before I go to sleep. I do this before I even take the room. And it's just, a $100 bill to me is a piece of paper. For her, and it isn't even what it does for her financially. It's like, what you do is you take people that, she looked surly, she looked angry, she looked like she didn't want to be in there, she looked like just another like white howly in here who's I've got to deal with. She was a lady from Mexico, and she just looked like she didn't. And when I just took her over and I put my arm around her, I said, you know what? I am so happy that you are here to help and serve me, and I just want to express my gratitude to you. You can take every incident of people who are operating at levels that keep them tied and connected to the gross worldly realm, and you can shift it. You can shift it. Because you practice a life of meaning is one in which you elevate your awareness to such a place that no matter who enters this realm, if they don't come with love, they don't get in. They don't get in. Inside of this shell of a body, this thing that I live in, inside here is my inner organs. And inside of those organs is an invisible intelligence. And inside there, in this little chamber inside of me, there's a sign that says, do not enter unless you come with love. So you can insult my body. You can be angry. You can even do things to my insides. But in here, where I live, do not attempt to enter unless you come with love. That's all I have in there. And you can do this. He presents this in Power versus Force. That seems to bring it all home very clearly. Let's attempt to understand all of this through an example. Imagine a bum on a street corner in a fashionable neighborhood. Can you get a picture of that? Bum, street corner, fashionable neighborhood. In a fashionable neighborhood in a big city stands an old man in tattered clothes, alone, leaning against the corner of an elegant brownstone. Look at him from the perspective of various levels of consciousness and note the differences in how he appears. From the bottom of the scale, at a level of 20, the level of shame, this bum is dirty, disgusting, and disgraceful. And that's how you view him, and you know people who do. And you may know yourself as having done that at one time. From the level of 30, which is guilt, he would be blamed for his condition. He deserves what he gets. He's probably a lazy welfare cheat. At 50, hopelessness, his plight would appear desperate, damning evidence that society can't do anything about homelessness. At 75, grief, the old man looks tragic, friendless, and forlorn. At a consciousness level of 100, fear, we might see him as threatening, a social menace. Perhaps we could call the police before he commits some crime. At 125, desire, he might represent a frustrating problem. Why doesn't somebody do something? At 150, anger, the old man might look like he could be violent. Or on the other hand, you might become furious that such conditions exist in the first place. At 175, we're still at levels that still weaken you. Pride. He could be seen as an embarrassment or as lacking the self-respect to better himself. And at 200, courage, now we're at the distinction between truth and falsehood and that which empowers rather than weakens. We're at power rather than force. At 200, we might be motivated to wonder if there's a local homeless shelter. All he needs is a job and a place to live. At 250, neutrality, the bum looks okay. Maybe even interesting. Live and let live, we might say. After all, he's not hurting anyone. At 310, willingness, we might decide to go down and see what we can do to cheer this fellow up. Or volunteer some time, perhaps, at a local mission. At 350, acceptance, the man on the corner appears intriguing. He probably has an interesting story to tell. He's where he is for reasons we may never understand. At 400, reason, he's a symptom of the current economic and social malaise, or perhaps a good subject for in-depth psychological study. Now we move to the higher levels. At the higher levels, the old man begins to look not only interesting, but friendly, then lovable. Perhaps we would then be able to see that he was, in fact, one who had transcended social limits and gone free. Maybe a joyful old guy with the wisdom of age in his face and the serenity that comes from indifference to material things. At 600, peace, the highest level any of us will ever attain here. He is revealed as one's own self in a temporary condition. Can you see the difference? Can you see the distinctions between how we look at things? A simple bum standing on a corner and all of the attendant ways that we have of processing it. some of which will weaken us individually and collectively, and some of which will empower us individually and collectively.
There's nothing natural about living a life filled with stress and anxiety, having feelings of despair and depression, and needing pills to tranquilize yourself. Agitated thoughts that produce high blood pressure, a nervous stomach, persistent feelings of discomfort, an inability to relax or sleep, and frequent displays of displeasure and outrage are violating your natural state. Believe it or not, you have the power to create the naturally stress-free and tranquil life you desire. You can utilize this power to attract frustration or joy, anxiety or peace. When you're in harmony with the 7 phases of intention, you can access and pull from the source of all in order to fulfill your intention of being stress-free and tranquil. So if it's natural to have feelings of well-being, why is it that we seem to experience so much unwellness and tension? The answer to this question provides you with the key that leads to the peaceful life you desire. Stress is a desire of the ego. We speak of stress as if it were present in the world as something that attacks us. We say things like, I'm having an anxiety attack, as if anxiety is a combatant. But the stress in your body is rarely the result of external forces or entities attacking you. It's the result of the weakened connecting link to intention caused by your belief that ego is who you are. You are peace and joy, but you've allowed your ego to dominate your life. The following lighthearted way to stop taking yourself so seriously is from a book by Rosamund and Benjamin Zander. He's the conductor of the Boston Philharmonic Orchestra, titled The Art of Possibility. It illustrates in a delightful way how we allow ego to create many of the problems we encounter that we label stress and anxiety. It's called Rule Number 6. I'll share it with you. 2 prime ministers are sitting in a room discussing affairs of state. Suddenly a man bursts in, apoplectic with fury, shouting and stamping and banging his fist on the desk. The resident prime minister admonishes him. Peter, he says, kindly remember Rule Number 6. Whereupon Peter is instantly restored to complete calm, apologizes and withdraws. The politicians return to their conversation only to be interrupted yet again 20 minutes later by an hysterical woman gesticulating wildly, her hair flying. Again, the intruder is greeted with the words, Marie, please remember Rule Number 6. Complete calm descends once more, and she, too, withdraws with a bow and an apology. When the scene is repeated for a 3rd time, the visiting prime minister addresses his colleague. My dear friend, he says, I've seen many things in my life, but never anything as remarkable as this. Would you be willing to share with me the secret of Rule Number 6? Very simply, replies the resident prime minister. Rule Number 6 is, don't take yourself so damn seriously. Ah, says his visitor, that's a fine rule. After a moment of pondering, he inquires, and what, may I ask, are the other rules? Oh, there aren't any. As you encounter stress, pressure, or anxiety in your life, remember Rule Number 6. At the moment you realize you're thinking stressful thoughts. By noticing and discontinuing the inner dialogue that causes stress, you may be able to prevent its physical symptoms. What are the inner thoughts that produce stress? I'm more important than those around me. My expectations aren't being met. I shouldn't have to wait. I'm too important. I'm the customer here, and I demand attention. No one else has these pressures. All of these above, along with a potentially endless inventory of Rule Number 6 thoughts, are from the ego's bag of tricks. You aren't your work, your accomplishments, your possessions, your home, your family, your anything. You're an aspect of the power of intention, dressed in a physical human body, intended to experience and enjoy life on earth. This is the intention that you want to bring to the presence of stress. You must become conscious of the need to activate thought responses that match your intention. These new responses will become habitual and replace your old habit of responding in stress-producing ways. When you examine segments of stress-producing incidents, you always have a choice. Do I stay with thoughts that produce stress within me, or do I work to activate thoughts that make stress impossible? Here's another easy tool that will help you to replace the habit of choosing anxiety and stress. I call them 5 magic words. Here they are. I want to feel good. I want to feel good. Your intention here is to be tranquil and stress-free. When you feel good, you're connected to your intentions, regardless of what goes on around you or what others expect you to feel. Many events will transpire in which your conditioned response is to feel bad. Be aware of these outer incidents and say the 5 magic words. I want to feel good. In that precise moment, ask yourself if feeling bad is going to make the situation any better. You'll discover that the only thing that feeling bad accomplishes in response to outer situations is to plummet you into anxiety, despair, depression, and of course, stress. Instead, ask yourself in that moment what thought you can have that will make you feel good. When you discover that it's responding with kindness and love to the bad feeling, which is quite different from wallowing around in it, you'll begin experiencing a shift in your emotional state. Now you're in vibrational harmony with your source, since the power of intention knows only peace, kindness, and love. I assure you that your decision to feel good is a way of connecting to spirit. It isn't an indifferent response to events. By feeling good, you become an instrument of peace, and it's through this channel that you eradicate problems. By feeling bad, you stay in the energy field that creates resistance to positive change and experience a stressful, anxious state as a byproduct. The things you call problems will perpetually present themselves to you. They'll never go away. Resolve one, and another one will surface. You'll never get it done. I urge you to simply accept the fact that you'll never get it all done and begin to live more fully in the only moment that you have, which is now. The secret to removing the harmful effects of feeling stressed and under pressure is to be in the now. Announce out loud to yourself and all who are willing to listen to you, I'm an incomplete being. I'll always be incomplete because I can never get it done. Therefore, I choose to feel good while I'm in the moment, attracting into my life the manifestations of my desires. I am complete in my incompleteness. All resistance melts away when you can feel complete in your incompleteness.
I wake up every night around 3 o'clock in the morning. And there was a great poet, his name was Rumi, many, many years ago. He said, the morning breeze has secrets to tell you. Do not go back to sleep. Do not go back to sleep. Do not go back to sleep. And many of the books that I've written when I've been awakened. And there's something, what is it? What is it that awakens me? It's like almost, I can almost tell you the exact time. It's like, because in a film I did years ago called The Shift, they show a clock, it's 3:13 a.m., almost to the second. Every single night, there's something. Is that angels? Is that divine source? Is that someone saying, this is your purpose, this is the time, there's no distractions?
The thing we most want to say is that we're with you saying that all the time. So what's interesting to us is that that's the time that you decide to listen.
Right. But there's nobody else around to distract me.
And that's the important conversation to have. So what is it about that time? What is it that's happening there that makes you more resonant, that makes you more receptive? And it is that the momentum of your thought has stopped. So there is no contradictory vibration going on within you. So you're more likely to hear. The way we've been defining that most recently is that when you wake up in the morning, you have the potential of being in that highest frequency, because while you slumber, your point of attraction, the momentum of your point of attraction stops. So when you first wake up, before you begin thinking thoughts of what went wrong yesterday or what you have to do today, you're in your greatest potential of that pure positive energy. So if you can focus there and allow a little momentum to get going, what happens is it isn't something that just happens, it's something that you focus yourself into being. But when you focus yourself into that, you tune in, is the best way of describing it, you tune in to that source energy consciousness who has always been aware of everything you're doing, but there's a big difference when you tune into it and you consciously are aware of it. In other words, source is there for everyone all the time. We don't need to talk you into that. We're always there. But when you know it, when you're not doing that thing you do that is preventing you from knowing that, that's when you have those wonderful moments. And you can do that all the time. So sometimes you have beliefs that do not serve you. But when you first awaken, those beliefs are quiet enough that you can find a fresh one that comes from source, that is about who you really are and what you really know.
Is the reverse of that if you awaken and you have a very positive thought? That is, I'm going to heal myself.
Well, that's a wonderful thing. Once you get that momentum going, but if we were standing in your physical shoes, If the thought felt good, we'd think it. We'd think more about it. We'd talk about it. We'd write it down. We would discuss it with others. We would deliberately encourage that momentum. But if it's an uneasy thought, if it feels uncomfortable, then we would do our best to generalize it. The more specific you become in a thought, the more momentum. The more general you become in a thought, the slower the momentum.
Can you have a thought, like I talk a lot about the I am discourses. I am as the name of source, another name for source. If you are feeling weak, but you have a thought saying, I am strong, I mean, that's one of the lines from the book of Joel. Let the weak man say, I am strong. If you continuously say, I am strong, or I am well, or I am healed, or I am wealthy, or I am positive, or I'm
loving. It makes
loving.
sense. It makes sense, but there is a effort factor, a backfiring factor that sometimes every subject is really two subjects, wanted and absence of it. So if you are feeling not strong and you say, I am strong, which end of the stick are you activating? And what we've noticed is the more effort you are applying, usually you're trying to overcome what you've really got going on vibrationally with words. And instead of it working the way you want it to, it works in reverse, because when you're trying really hard, it's an indicator that you're trying to use your words and your actions and your affirmations to compensate for vibration that you didn't get started off on the right foot. We think affirmations are wonderful, but we would make sure that we are feeling really good when we affirm, because the universe doesn't hear what you say. The universe hears what you mean.
I wrote a book years ago called Inspiration, using the two words inspire, inspirado, inspire, in spirit. And there was a great teacher on this planet a couple of thousand years ago named Patanjali, and he said, when you are inspired by some great purpose, some extraordinary project, that all of your thoughts break their bonds, your mind transcends limitations, your consciousness expands in every direction, and you find yourself in a new and a great and a wonderful world.
Perfect.
And then he said, dormant forces, when you're inspired, dormant forces, faculties and talents come alive. And you discover yourself to be a greater person by far than you've ever dreamt yourself to be. It's almost as if you discover yourself to be God or Source or the Tao or Divine Mind or whatever name we place on this source energy that you speak of and speak to us from.
Authentic power comes from your soul, that magical place that is always within you. The examples of people who have large amounts of money but are purposeless in their soul are everywhere. Famous actors and actresses plagued by drug habits, committing suicide at what others thought of as the peak of their careers, divorce rates among the very wealthy skyrocketing along with painful courtroom squabbles over who gets what. When you're on purpose, doing what you know you are here for, and forgetting about what will come into your life in the way of money and wealth, then ironically, money and wealth arrive in your life in amounts sufficient to provide you with a life of prosperity. And this is real magic in action. I can say this because it has always worked for me. When I chased after money, I never had enough. When I got my life on purpose and focused on giving of myself and everything that arrived in my life, then I was prosperous. What follows are some guidelines that you can use as you start to befriend your own miracle-making potential. First, of course, is to disdain all disbelief. Send scarcity out of your mind and refuse to have those kinds of thoughts. When an old, habitual scarcity thought begins to enter your consciousness, simply say, next. It will remind you that the old thought is now finished, and you are entering a new, prosperous thought process. Using next as a magic word will remind you to get on with the magic of believing, rather than the anguish of doubt. Study the world of matter, of all material possessions at the subatomic level. Begin to note that everything material is nothing more than empty space when viewed from a closer perspective. See the folly of making that material world your master. Just like your thoughts, the material world is limitless. It is without beginning and end, totally abundant and totally available to you if you know what your true purpose here is. Develop a trust in your intuitive inner voices. It has been said that those who are classified as lucky are essentially those who go with their hunches rather than what others have prescribed. If you feel a strong inner inclination to change jobs or to try a particular investment, then place more trust in that hunch. This is your divine guidance encouraging you to take a risk, to ignore the ways of the herd, to be the unique individual that you are. Learn to trust your intuition and allow your physical body to travel the path that you are feeling within. Work at replacing thoughts within you that reflect the scarcity consciousness. If you elect to constantly tell the world what is missing in your life and how you can never get ahead, it is because you are in possession of an inner space that believes strongly in lacks. You can replace negative inner slogans with new thoughts that include abundance, plenty, bountifulness, profit, ease, and the like. When you see these thoughts as the way your universe is and process your world in these ways, the words and concepts will be your way of presenting yourself. You will begin to act on the new thoughts, just like you previously acted on the old ones to create your life circumstances. Develop a conviction in your heart that prosperity truly belongs to you. To think about prosperity is a great beginning, but you must make those thoughts that you are entitled to prosperity into actual beliefs. Merely wishing for it is not enough, for nothing will truly be in your life until you reach a conviction within you that it belongs there. Trust in the divineness that you are, and that is the perfection of the universe. Remember, when you trust in yourself, you trust in the wisdom that created you. And obviously, when you doubt yourself, you question that same divine intelligence that brought you here. Surrender and relax about it, and you will know what to do. You no longer have to worry. Prosperity will indeed come to you, and you will be creating it in a magical way. Trust in the miracle that you are, then get on with your life in a purposeful way. Get rid of the polarity that you may have about money. You have perhaps either seen money as God's blessing or as the arch enemy of spirituality. Keep in mind that if your purpose involves providing things that require money for others and for yourself, and if you are uncompromised about your own commitment to your purpose, then money will show up in your life to assist you with your heroic mission. The denouncing of money is a trap. Instead, see it as that which is manifesting in your life to assist you with your purpose. Then stay on purpose and use that money and any other physical abundance that will begin showing up in your life in larger and larger amounts to fulfill your commitment to your purpose. If money is all that you covet and you want it for the purpose of gaining power over others, then you will never get enough, because you never get enough of what you don't want. Your goal is in the invisible realm, that place where you do all of your living. Money and other symbols of prosperity arrive in your life to assist you on that path. If you miss the message, you may see lots of money come into your life, and you will also experience it disappearing. Avoid the trap of expecting your prosperity to arrive in your life through the efforts of others. You create your own life of prosperity. No one has to change in order for you to experience your own prosperity. This is an inner game, and you must leave behind your expectations of others. Take responsibility for your own feelings about prosperity, and you will eliminate any and all suffering that you experience in this context. Prosperity is something that I know can be achieved by anyone. If I can experience it coming from my scarce beginnings, then it is hard for me to imagine that anyone else cannot make it happen. You may never have thought of yourself as a person who has genius residing within you. You may have thought that genius is a word reserved for the Mozarts, Michelangelos, Einsteins, Madame Curies, Virginia Woolf, Stephen Hawking, and others whose lives and accomplishment have been publicized. But keep in mind that they share the same essence of consciousness that you do. They emanated from the same power of intention as you did. They have all shared the same life force animating them as you do. Your genius is in your very existence, awaiting the right circumstances to express itself. There is no such thing as luck or accidents in this purposeful universe. Not only is everything connected to everything else, but no one is excluded from the universal source called intention. And genius, since it's a characteristic of the universal source, must be universal, which means that it's in no way restricted. It's available to every single human being. It certainly can and does show up differently in every single one of us. The qualities of creativity and genius are within you, waiting your decision to match up with that power of intention. Changing your energy level to access the genius within you. Higher energy is the energy of light, which is a way of describing spiritual energy. The 7 faces of intention are the ingredients of this spiritual energy. When you shift your thoughts, emotions, and life activities into these realms and deactivate the lower energies of the ego, the God force within you begins to take over. It's so automatic that it travels faster than your thoughts. This is why your thoughts about how you did it are so bewildering. The higher energy level actually transcends thought, moving into vibrational harmony with the source energy of intention. As you release ego-dominated thoughts, which convince you that you're doing these amazing things and you are responsible for these unbelievable accomplishments, then you begin to tap into the power of intention. This is where the genius that you truly are resides. I'd like you to consider what may seem like a radical idea. Genius can show up in as many ways as there are human beings. Anything in any field that anyone has ever accomplished is shared by you. You're connected to every being that has ever lived or ever will live, and you share the same exact energy of intention that flowed through Archimedes, Leonardo da Vinci, the Virgin Mother, and Jonas Salk. You can access this energy. At the deepest level, all things and all people are composed of vibrations organized into fields that permeate the entire structure of the universe. You share these vibrations, and you are in this field. The starting point is knowing and understanding that this level of creativity and functioning called genius resides within you. Then begin to deconstruct doubts about your role here. Make a commitment to raise your energy levels to vibrate harmoniously with the field of intention, despite attempts by your ego and other egos to dissuade you. Expanding your reality. Pay attention to yourself in ways that allow the expansion of the infinite possibilities that you're potentially capable of. You may decide, as I have, that repairing an automobile and surfing in the ocean aren't what you're going to enjoy doing. You leave these activities to others, and you use your genius to engage in pursuits that please and attract you. Expand your reality to the point where you pursue what you love doing and excel at it. Involve yourself in the high energy levels of trust, optimism, appreciation, reverence, joy, and love. That means love for what you're doing, love for yourself, and love for your genius, which allows you to immerse yourself in any activity and enjoy the process of experiencing it fully. Trusting your insights. The process of appreciating your genius involves trusting those inner flashes of creative insight as being worthy of expression. Never, but never regard any creative thought that you're having as anything other than a worthy potential expression of your inner genius. The only caveat here is that these thoughts must be in vibrational harmony with the 7 faces of intention. Inner thoughts of hatred, anger, fear, despair, and destruction simply don't foster creative insights. The low-energy, ego-dominated thoughts must be replaced and converted to the power of intention. Your creative impulses are real, they're vital, they're worthy, and they crave expression. The fact that you can conceive of them is proof of this. Your thoughts are real, they're pure energy, and they're telling you to pay attention and get that connecting link to the power of intention polished up through living at different levels than you've accepted as normal or ordinary. At these levels, everyone is a genius. Appreciating the genius in others. Every person you interact with should feel the inner glow that comes from being appreciated, particularly for the ways in which they express their creativity. A core theme which strengthens the flow of the power of intention is wanting for others as much as you intend for yourself. Appreciating the genius in others attracts high levels of competent energy to you. By seeing and celebrating the creative genius, you open a channel within yourself for receiving the creative energy from the field of intention.